Hello everyone, Cubic Quantum here. Today we are starting in the KSC. Well, at the KSC, not in it. I thought I was recording, but I went to check, and I wasn't. Now I am. But before I start this and explain what we're actually doing, I'm gonna go ahead and change some settings real quick. Okay, I'm back. That wasn't very useful. But anyways, so this is a fresh new save. As you can see, 1 minute, 0 hours, year 1, day 1. I have not done anything on the save yet. And this is we are going to go to various celestial bodies and colonize them using the mods I have installed. So I have MKS and stuff, which includes ground construction as a dependency. Which means we have off-planet construction. The problem with this is, though, is I'm not quite sure how you actually create the DIY kits. Like, we have portable light kit, portable carbonite sample kit, you have drills. I don't know where it's getting kit from. There's containers, explosive, another drill. Like, I honestly have no idea. Also, we do have LQB air drives, which is nice. We also have Infernal Robotics. Oh, no, that's not right. I have to do a bit of ground construction, research real quick. Alright, so I did some research on, global construction. I don't think there's any way to actually produce, ground kit, or just DIY kits, as, like, off-planet. I believe in an older version it was indeed possible, but it's not anymore. And then, of course, if you if you have a bunch of Kerbals, you could also use KIS, but that still requires you to actually ship the parts. Like, you have one of these. Just like in here, you could have Like, one of those takes up so much volume. Probably because it's actually pretty much the entire thing. Oh no. Okay, there we go. And I did not realize how big these things are. Like, they're like the size of a Kerbal tank. Seriously, these things are massive. But yeah, there's no way this one of these is going to be able to fit this, 4 drills, and all the other stuff that's going to be required. Can't even fit one of these in. Wow, no. What about this? Can I put some drills in there? I can't put drill. Oh. Yeah, no, ground construction is definitely better for this. A vessel with that stuff is much smaller. Anyways, I suppose we should start by designing a starter base. I mean, one of the things with ground construction is you still need a crap ton of material kits, and it takes a very long time to actually do stuff. You can go ahead and slap one of these Pioneer and Logistics modules. Now actually, yeah, these things are not much bigger than the other thing, and this is definitely more compact. And we are going to need a logistics center for future stuff. Okay, so a Pioneer module can it has a recycler, which reduces supply consumption. Oh yeah, that's really good. So this really just has a recycler. And alright, designed to be one of the first parts. I mean, I don't really see much use of this thing. Like, it just has a recycler. That just affects more crew than this one. And this one's actually more efficient. So I'd say it's probably better if we just use a Duna module. Yeah, Duna Logistics Center. An agricultural module. and a ranger, and a not doing so an agricultural and habitation module, and we can fill this thing with fertilizer, mulch, and supply. Wait, no, not much. Well, I mean, it still needs machinery. I think. Does it? Agroponics. Yes, it does require machinery. So yeah, put machinery in there. So that is the machinery. Wait, that's the basis. But something annoying is you need quite a few resources to actually. This thing can hold 2,000. That is small. This thing can hold 1,000. This needs 1,000. This needs 80. Not 80. Needs 8,000. So if we have 4 of these small guys, not 8, 4, like that. Those 2 material kits, fill them up. That should be enough to deploy those. Now, we also need some power. That can easily be solved with some of these guys. Then let's add that there because it looks a bit nicer. So we should probably have a comm lab. This can actually can actually work as like a experiment lab, but of course this is a sandbox game, so we don't really need that. And we're going to want an auxiliary control module. So this is a basic starting base. I want to add a few more things. I want to add some more containers. I'm going to move them up a little bit to get rid of that Z-fighting. Z-fighting never looks nice. And this is going to have colony supplies in it. Because that will allow our Kerbals to stay on the planet that we bring them to for longer. Now this is not going to be infinite habitation. So this has about 8 years. It's decent, but still. Yes, Kerbals do have infinite lifespans. Apparently. So supplies. We do not get do not actually get much. Oh, that actually adds to our habitation a little bit. And this adds to it a lot. Well, it doesn't actually do that much. Yeah, this doesn't actually last that long with the fertilizer that's inside of it. So I think we might need maybe just some ready packs that have more fertilizer. And where is fertilizer? There it is. Now these all have a large amount of fertilizer. There we go, 26 years. So colony supplies is expensive. And we're going to need miners all over the planet we want to colonize. Well, not all over, but we need like I forget how many different resources we need. I believe everything starts out with the refinery or the smeltomatic. Chemicals, metals. Oh, this can only make chemicals and metals. Oh, and polymers. So this can do just fine for producing material kits, but specialized parts, those will require an industrial refinery. So those, if we go to the assembly plant, do that specialized parts, which are needed for colony supplies. They require silicon and refined exotics. So silicon is made in the refinery, and so is refined exotics that requires rare metals and exotic minerals. So 3 here, and so we need 6 drills. We need 6 miners. And of course we're going to be using planetary logistics. And for the future, wait, how are these what? Hang on. So we have this thing, which will allow us to attach this module to other ones with ease. This does come equipped with landing gear, but this thing is going to be dropped down by a combination of a sky crane and a workshop. But I suppose really we should start with a space station. But really, if I make a space station, we can just have it be a giant fuel tank that has docking ports. Also, I don't quite understand why these have an orange theme, because there is no I don't actually know what the tanks. I believe some tanks actually have. Maybe it was these, I'm not sure. But anyways, we could basically just have this as a space station. Slamp some docking port. Slamp? What? Clamp some. Slap some docking ports there. And I suppose one of these should have a probe core. I believe this has, yeah, all of those. So I suppose I should add some RCS blocks, because there's a nice little trick that I've learned that is, if you have something that has target tracking on the SA, like for SAS, you can basically just have it, and you dock with something. Once you get the rendezvous, oh no. Once you get the rendezvous, you can pretty much just fly the. You can just have both of the station, like it's the two things you're docking with, point towards each other and just dock like that. Actually, really, this doesn't need monopropellant. This can just rotate towards that. I suppose I should actually add some reaction wheels, as well as some batteries and solar panels. Wait, there's... Oh, crap. I thought there was a... Wait, oh. That's a bit large. That's also a bit large. That only has stability assist. This can actually replace the probe core on one side. And then some power generation, as well as some storage. And I'm gonna name this the SpaceTank, because that's what it is. Now we need to build a rocket for this thing. We're gonna have that, and then a fairing. And that fairing is just gonna go up this. Oh, I can close the fairing here. So now we just need this for this 135 ton. We just need to get this thing into orbit. You get something with enough delta V, and again we can just have this be entirely dry mass and send a ship up here to that has, oh wait, but then that's going to, we have a less bulky rocket. So yeah, I'm gonna just launch this completely dry. And bring this all the way up. Now I don't quite understand how people manage to like get outside of the VAB. So I've heard that that nuclear engines are extremely efficient. Because they don't require any oxidizer. But because I have a much more interesting way to do this. It's just a rocket that is basically 3 boosters. Yeah. Can slap that on. And then find the mammoths. Oh. Oh, well, will you look at that? Oh, it actually has a decent thrust to weight ratio. And make this thing look a bit better, I am actually going to remove a fuel tank. But this is our rocket. With plenty of delta V. If we... This is like literally taking... It's literally just full more boosters to the max. Okay, I don't actually think this is enough now. Well, we don't have this guy in there. Increase or decrease? It slightly increased it. I could add another fuel tank here, but I don't know if that's actually going to increase the it's going to increase the delta V. Yeah, it actually did. If we need to, we can just enable crossfade on that and drain some of this. Okay. Now, I'm going to go ahead and add a few struts. Because struts are kind of Kraken repellent, and I don't like the Kraken. Ah, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay. Thing is now attached. Suppose I should attach it on this side. And go. We now have this massive thing. And this thing totally deserves the largest wings I can find. Oh yeah. There's actually some... That's a control surface though. What about a delta wing attached to a delta wing? This is big wing time. Adding some control surfaces. And now we have a SpaceTank with its rocket. Maybe I should actually change this to... That's good. Actually, these are good wing to use. Actually, you know, why don't we use infernal robotics for this. Frontal robotics is basically a better version of breaking ground. And it's also free, which means I can have it. I could buy breaking ground. I just don't want to. It's overpriced and it doesn't even have that great of reviews. So I'm not going to. And now can set this to control. Fucking range to 100. Actually, having a control surface on a rocket doesn't actually make that much sense. Because it's not going to be using that. And I